I guess I could swap out.
I'll be sitting in the dark of the bay, wasting time.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
How you doing, Brian?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
That's working. Fantastic. What's that? Oh. Sometimes I click close on tabs that I did not intend to close.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah. When you get in that, like, sort of close it all. Oh, wait. No, needed that.
History. Okay.
Yep.
Recently closed tabs.
Thank goodness for Google Drive with the autosave. Honestly, I would have lost everything.
Oh yeah, no. My productivity definitely improved when autosave became the norm.
All right, so we'll just wait for everybody to come in. I believe Will Malin will be scorekeeping for us. I'm going to be hosting. Bob got pulled into an all-day meeting, and we're going to innovate a little bit today. We're going to have an audio clue where I'm going to play something via my mixer here. So we'll test it out. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll throw it out. We'll get a surprise substitution in. But I can start doing my tests with you guys. Make sure you can hear the audio from my mixer here. Let's...
A pink drink. Pinkalicious and the Pink Drink by Victoria Kahn.
Thumbs up. You can hear that? Okay. Now, you don't need to listen to Pinkalicious. This is for our long car rides for my daughters. That is not anything having to do with the clue, but it was a good test.
I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember that thing that was going viral for a little bit on, do you hear this word or that word?
Yanni or your Laurel? Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember the word. Otherwise, I thought it would be funny. And the joke was lost.
Yeah, that we on the podcast, Trending Education, I did that. And Brandon Jones was one of the co-hosts, and he had not heard it yet. And I played it, and he goes, well, yeah, I mean, that's Laurel. I was like, right. Yeah, you hear it that way. And he's like, no, you must have doctored it. I did not doctor anything, good sir. But it's a fun one.
Did you hear the audio clips of the cat who changed the frequency of it? And
yeah, I thought you were saying there's a cat that said.
No. Some person,
yep.
A hep cat, if you will,
yes,
who changed the frequency of it, pitched it up and down, and I could it was alarming how different they sounded.
Absolutely.
So really fun little experiment in psychoacoustics.
And it's it was one of the things I read was also as you age, your ears slowly start to hear more bass / mid-level, and the higher end leaves, which makes sense because you're dealing with more people whose voices are deeper and the like, and probably why when my 10-month-old screeches the way she does, it hurts so much. It all sort of lends itself there. Hi, Will Malin. How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I am hosting today for Bob.
Oh, sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Okay.
I hope I don't need to apologize
I put
either.
a different name on the TPT.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll be okay there.
The game code is 537.
Fantastic. All right. I will say this over and over again. I apologize for any mispronunciations. One of the many things Jay Thomas and I have in common is we can't pronounce words that have lots of syllables in them. So we're also both Yankee fans. That's the other thing we have in common. Welcome. Let's see. I'm also going to join TPT. So game code is 537 as you all join.
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
Can you remind me of the site again? Kaplan.
It's tpt.mykaplan.tv.
Anthony, you don't have that bookmarked by now?
I just realized that it's also like the same as our web browser that we're in.
What is the game code?
537.
Okay.
So I let Josh and Brian know at the top that we would be using a audio clue for the first time ever here on TPT. So I'm going to play some audio momentarily just to make sure everybody can hear it. It has nothing to do with what the clue is later. It is just a test. It is only a test, and it's not the test of the emergency broadcasting system, I promise. But we're going to test that out. I'm hosting for Bob today. Bob got pulled into an all-day meeting, so you have me in his stead. I will do my best, as I mentioned. If I mispronounce anything, I apologize. I will make sure to spell out anything that I think I mispronounce. So if you think I mispronounced something, I'll be sure to give you the full spelling of it. But I'm going to play test audio now.
To I Read Storybooks, where you can learn to read by reading along.
Thumbs up. You can hear it.
It's a little quiet relative to your voice. But
well, I'm also loud as all get out. But
Pink Delicious and the Pink Drink by Victoria Khan.
Better?
Very clear.
Excellent.
It was a...
And as I said, that has absolutely nothing to do with what the clue is later. Just the audio a father of three has on his phone when you take long car trips. Download as many books as possible to get there. So are we going to have full teams or are we doing 3-on-3? I see 3 on each team thus far in the buzzer.
I think we got 4, right? Isn't John there? I thought I heard him.
John is here. I would be considered like a 0.5.
And I thought we were Trainstorm was potentially.
Yeah, it looks like Jen just joined. Jen Berman is joining in place of Walker.
Hi, sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late.
No worries. Still earlier than we start the match, so you're on
good.
time. We start at 5 after and can always push it a little bit longer if we need to.
Okay.
But what we'll be doing here, as I said, so we'll do an audio clue. I will let you know when that comes up. That is in the second round of the questions here. We'll also do our crowdsourced questions. This is a redemption bracket game. Do you both have one loss, or is this a... Yes. Okay. So redemption bracket, winner keeps going. The non-winner, as we sometimes say here, does not. And they get to watch on YouTube from here on out. So it should be a fun one. And if anybody have any questions, are there anybody who's new to TPT? Anybody who hasn't played yet this year?
This is my first time playing.
First time ever?
Yes.
Okay, quickly. Some rules for you. I'm sure your team may or may not have filled you in, depending on how kind they are to you. But we have a Jeopardy board. So we're playing with Jeopardy. The first set is 1 through 5 in points. The second set is 2 through 10. We also have a halftime show where we take 5 questions submitted by your fellow Kaplan employees. Those are worth 3 points apiece. No matter what, there's no ascending order. Each one is worth 3 points apiece. You're only allowed to buzz in twice per category. We do ask you guys to police yourselves. If I happen to see that you've buzzed in 3 times, you automatically get that question wrong. You lose the points. What we will allow is at the top of each category, a couple of seconds. If the category happens to be presidents from the 1940s and you know that really well, you may say, hey, I want to answer the 4 and 5 rather than the 1, 2, 3 possibility. A lot of teams aren't using that consulting time, but only 2 buzzes per category. Same goes for the crowdsource. Same goes for any surprise substitutions as well, which we I don't think we'll have any here. I'm actually making sure that we don't. Once you buzz in, feel free to unmute and I will call your name. You answer. You can buzz in whenever. This isn't like Jeopardy where you need to wait for the entire clue to be read. Once you have an idea of what you want to say, you buzz in. I call on you. If you get it wrong, minus points. If you get it right, positive points. If a team does get it wrong, Jen, your team will be able to consult. They'll be able to discuss and say, okay, we do want to steal. We don't want to steal first. And then secondarily, if you do want to steal, what your answer is going to be. And then your captain is the one who will chime in with that answer. Josh, you're one captain here. And the other is... Got it. Perfect. All right. So, Jen, any questions? Feel free to ask them. Don't be shy. There are no stupid questions here. If there are any technical problems, come off mute. Let us know. If the buzzer shorts out on us, which it has happened, let us know. Just come off and say so. And as I said at the top, if I mispronounce something, I will also spell it out. So if I happen to not put the correct emphasis on the wrong syllable, we will get that pointed out to you with spelling. And if anything is terribly misread, I will get a surprise substitution for you. We're going to do some test buzzes now, just to make sure everybody is in the buzzer as asked there. So Brian, thank you. Josh, Abby, Jen, Anthony, John, Heidi, and who's the last one? And Gene. All right, looks like we're good to go. The reason they're not showing up on the buzzers, sometimes it caches. If again, Jen, if you're using your mobile to buzz in, you're on your cell phone. If you do let it go to sleep, you may have to refresh your browser when you get back in there. So obviously try not to let it go back to sleep. Tap it, whatever you need to do. Just don't tap the buzz in, because then you buzz in and you need to answer the question then. And if you do happen to get logged out, anybody, refresh your browser, click rejoin button, it cookies the game for you, and you are good to go. So are we ready? Ready to give this a try? All right. It's my first time hosting this year, so treat me equitably, please. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to try some new things here and have a TPT match here on Wednesday, June 20th. Last day of school here in my hometown. So my daughter will be with us the rest of the summer. So I'm enjoying the time here. Anyway, let's get started. For 1 point, in the 1990s, the 90s is the clue. Sorry, let me rephrase. The 90s is the clue, not the 1990s. The 90s. You'll see why from the first clue. The 90s for 1 point. In 1598 or 1599, the Burbage brothers dismantled this London theater and reassembled it in Bankside. John.
What is the Globe?
That is correct for 1 point, and we're off and running. So obviously, I misspoke. Not the 1990s, the 90s at large. All right. In a jingle, this is for 2 points. In a jingle, this line follows in 1492. In a jingle, Anthony?
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
That is correct. Let's go to 3 points in the 90s. On August 6th, 1890, William Keimer became the first criminal forced to sit in one of these, and he only did it once. John?
Electric chair?
That is correct for 3 points. We move on to the 90s for 4 points. This large Indian city on the Hooghly River was founded in 1690 by Job Sharnak of the East India Company. This large Indian city on the Hoogly River was founded in 1690 by Job Sharnak, Charnak, of the East India Company. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. The answer is Calcutta. Calcutta. All right, for 5 points in the 90s. In 1793, this Irish college allowed Catholics to study for degrees for the first time. Gene.
Trinity College?
Trinity College is correct for 5 points. Well done. Next up, For the Birds. For the Birds. Eagles fans, it has nothing to do with the Eagles. But, For the Birds. For 1 point. On his 5th voyage, this mythical sailor ship is destroyed by giant birds known as rocks. On his 5th voyage, this mythical sailor ship is destroyed by giant birds known as rocks, ROCS. Josh.
Sinbad?
Sinbad is correct. The comedian's career was not ruined by giant birds. His pants did it. His pants. Anyway, let's go on to 2 points. 2 points in For the Birds. The colorful keelbird type of this bird really fits the bill. The colorful keel... Heidi?
Toucan?
Toucan is correct for 2 points. For the Birds for 3 points. A South Carolina museum is devoted to this wild, in quotes, bird, one of the few breeds of poultry native to the Americas. Anthony.
Turkey? Turkey
is correct. We have crazy wild turkeys that run around here on people's lawns. In 4 points in For the Birds. Smile for this birdie, whose name is also a shade of yellow. Smile for this bird. John?
Canary?
Canary yellow is correct. For the birds, for 5 points. The Goonie bird is another name for this bird made famous in a 1798 poem. The Goonie bird, Gooney bird, is another name for this bird made famous in a 1798 poem. Abby.
A raven?
Raven is incorrect, so that's minus 5 points for the red team. We pass it over to the blue team for a potential steal. Feel free to come off mute here or discuss elsewhere. Let us know what you will be doing. I'll read it one more time. The Goonie bird, Gooney, is another name for this bird made famous in a 1798 poem.
I have no idea.
I was going to say raven too. Abby, thank you for falling on the sword.
No clue.
Yeah, I think we'll pass. I think we'll pass.
If I also said it's a reference in golf, would anyone get it then? Gene?
Eagle.
It's not an eagle. It's in fact an albatross. An albatross. All right. Just shoot me. Chute. Just shoot me. Chute is how you spell shoot. Everybody ready? Okay. For 1 point. In 1485, this Italian designed a parachute. Over 500 years later, Adrian Nicholas made a jump using that design. John.
Da Vinci?
Correct, for 1 point. And Just Shoot Me for 2 points. In 1797, Andrei Garnerin, 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 became the first to use a parachute without a rigid frame when he jumped from one of these. In 1797, Andrei Garnerin became the first to use a parachute without a rigid frame when he jumped from one of these. John.
Hot air balloon?
That is correct for 2 points. All right, continuing on here for 3 points. Just Shoot Me. In 1934, Stanley Switlick and George Putnam made the first jump tower. The first public demo was made by this woman, Putnam's wife. In 1934, Stanley Switlick and George Putnam made the first jump tower. The first public demo was made by this woman, Putnam's wife. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. A very famous woman in her own right. Amelia Earhart was the answer. Amelia Earhart. All right, we move on to Just Shoot Me for 4 points. In the U.S., civilian riggers who pack parachutes must be certified by this government agency. In the U.S., civilian riggers who pack parachutes must be certified by this government agency. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. The buzzer sounds. Not surprisingly, the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration. 5 points in Just Shoot Me. On November 24th, 1971, he parachuted out of a hijacked jet between Seattle and Reno with $200,000. On November 24th, 1971, he parachuted out of a hijacked jet between Seattle and Reno with $200,000. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper is the answer. Never heard of him, but we move on. All right, up next is kicking. K-I-C-K is in parentheses, kicking. As we usually point out, as Bob points out, what's in parentheses will be in your answer, right? So K-I-C-K, kick, kicking. For 1 point. It holds up your Harley when it's not moving. Brian.
Kickstand.
Kickstand is correct for 1 point. Kicking. A bribe paid to influence a transaction. Josh.
Kickback.
Kickback for 2 points. That is correct. Kicking for 3 points. A second banana. A second. John?
Sidekick.
Sidekick is correct. Some may refer to me as a sidekick to Bob when he's hosting, and I'd be happy with it. Let's go to 4 points here in sidekick was that answer. In kicking, pardon me. A beginning for the Raiders or a finale for the Rockettes? A beginning for the Raiders or John?
Kickoff.
Kickoff is correct for 4 points. And for 5 points in kicking, Algonquin tribe of southern Wisconsin. Algonquin tribe of southern Wisconsin. 5 seconds. 5, 4, Brian.
Kickapoo.
Kickapoo is correct for 5 points. You dig out of the negative and back into the positive. 30-4 is our score after 4 categories here in the first round. And we move on to assets. Assets is the next category. Assets. All right, here we go for 1 point. These gains, in quotes, are the taxable profits from the sale of assets like stocks and bonds. John.
Capital.
Capital gains is correct. Assets for 2 points. This chapter of the bankruptcy code allows a company to keep its assets while reorganizing. This chapter, Gene?
Chapter 7.
That is incorrect.
Sorry, guys.
Minus 2 points for the blue team. We pass it over to the red team for a attempt to steal. I'll read it one more time for you. This chapter of the bankruptcy code allows a company to keep its assets while reorganizing. Discuss away.
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11 is correct for 2 points. A 4-point swing there. 3 points in assets. 12-letter term for the lowering in value of an asset over time. 12-letter, John?
Depreciation.
That is correct for 3 points. Assets for 4. If you exercise one of these synonyms for choice, you agree to buy or sell. Anthony?
Options.
Options is correct for 4 points. 5 points in assets. Assets that are understated on a business balance sheet are termed this, like a secret passageway. Assets that are understated on a business balance sheet, on a business balance sheet are termed this, like a secret passageway. Brian.
Pass through.
That is incorrect. Minus 5 points there. Read it one more time. Assets that are understated on a business balance sheet are termed this, like a secret passageway.
Anybody?
It's not like clandestine, does that? I don't know.
I was thinking hidden, but that's too basic. I don't know.
I thought hidden too, Heidi.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It doesn't. But isn't he saying hidden passageway?
That wasn't in the clue. Understated was the clue, I think.
Pass or play?
We'll pass.
You're going to pass. Well, the answer was hidden.
Ah!
So there you have it. The clue was secret passageway. Answer was hidden. So see the difference there. Up next, taking names. It's our final category of round number 1. Taking names is all I'm going to give you at the top. You'll see after this first clue what it means. So I think it's pretty straightforward once you hear this first clue. Taking names for 1 point. TV's West Wing resident, Ramon Estevez. TV's West Wing resident, Ramon. Josh?
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen is correct. So you can see where this category will be going. Taking names for 2 points. R&B crooner, William Robinson. R&B crooner, William Robinson. Anthony.
Smokey.
Smokey is correct for 2 points. 3 points, taking names. Giant Hollywood heartthrob Roy Schar. Giant, in quotes, Hollywood heartthrob Roy Schar. Scherer. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. It was a triple stumper on the show. Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson. Feel maybe a generation too far for those in this match, but Rock Hudson, nonetheless. 4 points. Taking names. This is going to be one I'm going to spell out for you all. So bear with me. African Emperor Ras-Tafari Makinen. African Emperor Ras-Tafari Makinen. R-A-S. Brian.
Emperor Selassie.
That is correct for 4 points. Thank you for saving me from spelling. I appreciate that. You don't even know. You remember like those elementary school tests you had to take? My scores from the 90s, and then my spelling was like 8. Like it was like just always bad. Always bad. All right. Pop singer Georgios Panayiotou. Pop singer Georgios Panayiotou. Brian.
George Michael.
Bless your soul. 5 points. Bless your soul, sir. Well done. So after round 1, 38-11, fair and balanced up on Trainstorm, we now go to our crowdsourced questions. We will read off questions from viewers and players just like yourselves. 3 points each here. 3 points each, no matter what. Bob likes to explain from his learning science background. We weren't able to norm these, so we were able to determine which was harder than others. So 3 points for everything, and we move on. So 5 questions here. Same rules apply. You buzz in twice. That means you're out for the rest of the category. Good. All right. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's see. During World War II, General Douglas MacArthur famously stated, quote, "I shall return." To where did he pledge to return? During World War II, General Douglas MacArthur famously stated, "I shall return." To where did he pledge to return? 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. No one? The answer is the Philippines. The Philippines. And that was from Russell Schaefer. Thank you, Russell. Up next, in theater, if a character directly addresses the audience, it is commonly said that they are breaking the what? Brian.
Fourth wall.
Good for 3 points. In college, if you're an ape, an ox, or a pike, you're in one of these brotherhoods. In college, Josh?
A fraternity.
A fraternity is correct. Going back to my spelling days, I mispronounced that word as fraternity when I first saw it in 5th grade. My mother has yet to let me live that down. All right, continuing on here. 2 more here in crowdsource potpourri. Today, there are 3 types of calligraphy: Western, Oriental, and what is the third? Today, there are 3 types of calligraphy: Western, Oriental, and what is the third? 5 seconds. And time. Arabic. Arabic is the third kind. Let's grab one more question here. All right. This genus of fungus is best known for creating zombies out of other species, including ants. This genus group of fungus is best known for creating zombies out of other species, including ants. 5 seconds. And time. If you watch The Walking Dead, we still don't have an answer for why the zombies exist, but here we do. The answer is cordyceps. Cordyceps. That came from Liz Flaggy. John Fulford with a couple of questions here as well. Thank you to all of them. And we continue on here with our TPT match as we look towards the second round, and we have a score of 38-17. Still anybody's contest as we head into double TPT, obviously double Jeopardy, but double TPT here. We will have our first ever audio clue coming up in the second category. Second category, we'll have our first ever audio clue. I will preface that. I will make sure you're aware of it. If it fails, we'll do a surprise substitution. Okay, so here we go. 2 through 10 points, starting with all things Japanese. Of all the pronunciations. All things Japanese. Here we go. These include the Hanshin Tigers, Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, and Yomiuri Giants. These include the... John.
They're baseball teams.
Correct for 2 points. See, I actually knew that because it was sports, so I was able to pronounce those, but the rest of it gets a little dicey. All right. 4 points. Though Bunruku Theater is attended mainly by adults, the characters are these. Though Bunruku Abby?
Puppets.
Puppets is correct for 4 points. All right. All things Japanese for 3 points. Not just something for battling the bulge, it's also Japan's legislative body. Not just something for battling the bulge. John?
The diet.
That is correct for 6 points. We go to 8 points in all things Japanese. Founded in the 7th century, Ikenobo is Japan's oldest school devoted to the art of this. Founded in the 7th century, Ikenobo, Ikenobo, is Japan's oldest school devoted to the art of this. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Flower arranging. Flower arranging. I did not know that. Let's go to 10 points in all things Japanese. All things Japanese, 10 points. Japanese for green. It's also a green melon flavored liqueur and the name of a famous female violinist. Brian.
Midori.
Midori is correct for 10 points. A big pickup there as we head to category number 2. And this will be where we have fun or everything crashes and burns in a delightful fashion. So let's buckle in here. Songs of the 60s. Songs of the 60s. Get ready. Here we go. All right, we're good. For 2 points, the Jefferson Airplane wondered, don't you want this? Don't you need this? Gene.
Somebody to love.
That is correct for 2 points. Up next is our audio clue. Are we ready? We're pumped. We're excited here. This is going to be fun. All right. Part of this Otis Redding hit is heard here.
I left my home in
Ryan.
Georgia.
Dock of the Bay.
Say again?
Dock of the Bay. Sitting
That is
on the
correct.
dock of the bay.
That is correct.
I was going to say.
It's the. It was the word the I actually needed. So the dock of the bay is the correct answer. So you get it for 4 points. And let's celebrate. First audio clue here in TPT history. History is being made while you play TPT. All right, let's continue on. 6 points here in Songs of the 60s. A 1967 Jimi Hendrix single was titled, quote, The Wind Cries Her. Brian? Mary, and that's 2 answers for you here in this category. You're out, but that is correct for 6 points. For 8 points, Songs of the 60s. The opening shots of Apocalypse Now have a feeling of finality with this song by The Doors playing over them. The opening shots of Apocalypse Now have a feeling of finality with this song by The Doors playing over them. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Anyone with a guess? Brian?
The End.
The End is correct, but no points awarded. No points awarded. We go next to Songs of the 60s for 10 points. A revving motorcycle is featured on this Shangri-La's #1 hit. A revving motorcycle is featured on this Shangri-La. John.
Leader of the Pack.
That is correct. The Leader of the Pack. Big points there. 10 points. 58-41 after 2 categories here in the second round. Let's go next to They Give Us Gas. Don't know what this category is about. Hoping it's not what I think it is. They Give Us Gas. Here we go. 2 points. On November 30th, 1999, these 2 industry giants merged to form one corporation. Gene?
ExxonMobil.
That is correct for 2 points. Luckily, not what I thought it was. All right, we go to 4 points. They Give Us Gas. This gas company, known for its Techron, took its present name in 1984 when it merged with Gulf. Anthony.
Chevron.
Chevron is correct for 4 points. All right, we go on to They Give Us Gas for 6 points. This gas company's first logo in 1901 was a mussel, but by 1904, a scallop. Gene.
Shell.
Shell is correct for 6 points.
I'm trying to know this much about gas.
Nice early buzzing, Gene, and appreciate the humility as well. Let's go on to 8 points, and they give us gas. Founded in the Lone Star State, it was the first oil company to market in what was then all 48 states. Founded, Anthony?
Texaco.
Texaco is correct for 8 points. And the blue team widening the lead here in They Give Us Gas. 78-41 with one clue to go here. The Our History section of this gas giant site shows its path from an Anglo-Persian oil company to Global Energy Group. Yes, John.
BP.
BP is correct for 10 points, and a big swing there as Fair and Balance goes up 88-41. 3 categories to go. Still plenty of points on the board. All right. Around the Body. Around the Body is next. If you close your eyes, place your finger lightly on your eyelid, and move your eye, you'll feel the bulge of this, the outer layer of the eye. If you close your eyes, place your finger lightly on your eyelid, and move your eye, you'll feel the bulge of this, the outer layer of the eye. I just love that I'm getting everybody on camera doing this right now. But, John.
Cornea.
Cornea is correct for 2 points. Cornea is correct for 2 points. Around the Body, for 4 points. The system inside these organs is commonly called the bronchial tree. The system inside these organs, John?
Lungs.
Lungs is correct. 2 answers here, 2 buzzes in. You are out for this category, John. Around the Body for 6 points. Skeletal muscle is also called striated muscle, S-T-R-I-T-E-D, striated muscle. Skeletal muscle is also called striated muscle. Another muscle type does not appear striated, giving it this name. Skeletal muscle is also called striated muscle. Abby.
Smooth muscle.
That is correct. 6 points. Appreciate you getting that even off of me butchering the clue. 8 points. 8 points here in Around the Body. The hip is this type of joint that allows rotary motion. Rotary motion. Brian.
Ball and socket.
That is correct for 8 points. Ball and socket is the correct answer. All right. For 10 points in Around the Body. When an injury like a cut is sustained, these blood cells change shape, become sticky, and build up on the wound and form a plug. When an injury like a cut is sustained, these blood cells change. Abby.
Platelets.
Platelets is correct for 10 points. A big pickup there for the red team. Trainstorm still in this one, down 94-65. My past life, I did play-by-play, so pardon me if I get excited as we get closer and closer to the end here. Words in South American countries. Words in South American countries. The clue at the top of this is each response will be found within a South American country's name. Each response will be found within a South American country's name. All right, here we go. A piece of lingerie in Rio. Anthony.
Bra.
That is correct for 2 points. Hey, we didn't get off to the best start, but we go to 4 points. We go to 4 points next. 4 points. By way of La Paz. By way of La Paz. John.
Via.
Via is correct for 4 points. Words in South American countries for 6 points. A toupee in Montevideo. A toupee in Montevideo. 5 seconds. John.
Rug.
Rug is correct for 6 points. 8 points. For 8 points. Words in South American countries. 8 points. A fuss in Quito. A fuss in Quito. Q-U-I-T-O. One more time. A fuss in Quito. Q-U-I-T-O. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, Time. Anyone with a guess? No one? No one? Adieu in Ecuador. Adieu. All right. Words in South American countries for 10 points. A moniker in Paranaribo. A moniker in Paranaribo. 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 A moniker in Paranaribo. 5, 4, 3, 2. A name. Suriname. A name. Suriname. All right, we go to our final category. Still in striking distance. Trainstorm down 106-65. Stranger things have happened here on TPT. Our category is last books. Last is in quotes. L-A-S-T. Last books in quotes. Just trying to make sure it's an M, not an R-N on my screen here. But all right, 2 points. Natty Bumppo escorts 2 sisters through hostile Indian country in this Cooper novel. Abby.
The Last of the Mohicans.
That is correct for 2 points. And you see what we'll get here. Last is in quotes. Last will appear in every one of the answers. All right, 4 points. Fittingly, it's the last book of the Chronicles of Narnia. Fittingly, it's the last book in the Chronicles of Narnia. 5 seconds. 5, 4. Josh.
It's The Last Battle.
The Last Battle is correct for 4 points. For 6 points. Last books. 6 points. Dying Professor Randy Pausch summarized his beliefs in a talk called This, later put into book form. Dying Professor Randy Pausch. Jen.
The Last Lecture.
That is correct for 6 points. All right, 8 points. In the last books, Miley Cyrus starred in this 2010 film adaptation of this Nicholas Sparks novel. Heidi.
The Last Song.
The Last Song is correct for 8 points. You end the red run here by Trainstorm. And that was a triple stumper on the show, Heidi. So well done. Not many know, apparently, Miley Cyrus films when they go on Jeopardy, but well done. All right, 10 points here. Final question, final clue from Last Books and from our game today. Hubert Selby Jr. penned the 60s classic novel called This to Brooklyn. Hubert Selby, Gene.
Last Train to Brooklyn.
That is incorrect. Minus 10 points. We'll toss it over to the red team for one last potential steal.
The Last Exit to Brooklyn.
Last Exit to Brooklyn is correct for 10 points, but that will not change our outcome. 104-89.
Good job. That was fun.
Fair and balanced over Trainstorm. Great match, everybody. Hope you guys had fun. Trainstorm, well done here in the tournament. Hopefully you guys come back to submit questions yourselves and tune in to the YouTube channel as we move on. We'll be back tomorrow with one match and then more next week. So thanks so much for everybody watching. Great job by everybody today, and we'll see you next time on the TP.